Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some
Nick
fun.
Collier here, and we've got another project online, and this one is a fairly small project, about that big. He wants me to make two of them, and I'll bring in a second to do this. We had to get a couple of tools from McMaster, and one of them is a I'm going to show it to you. A micro mill bit will come around. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it, because there's one slot that has to be a specific size, and we needed to get that mill bit to get it. Now luckily it was only like $8, so not too bad. And let's bring the drawing up. First, let's kick the tripod. How about kicking it back? Yeah, there we go. Let's bring the drawing up and see what the project is. Now, as usual, I've marked all over the drawing, but you can see it's just a sleeve with 4 holes on one end and 2 dowel pins, and then 4 holes on the other end, and the holes are timed. And then notice right down in here, and you can kind of see it, expanded version here, it's a little tab, and we're gonna flip over to the next page, and you can see the tab just sticks up a little bit. And well, that's going to be the interesting part. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. And right here is the slot that I had to buy the mill bit for, and the slot is what, 39 thousandths thick or wide, and it kind of comes down on the one end and is timed just slightly off, what, 4.5 degrees. So we've got a bunch of rotary work to do and other assorted things. We'll be back. I don't think I said, but the whole thing is going to be in aluminum. And so we also ordered a piece of 1-inch rod from McMaster. That literally each piece is going to be about that long, and 15 thousandths under this size here. So and we only need 2, but knowing me, I'm going to make 4, and hopefully by the end we'll have 2 that we can actually send to the customer. The tolerances on this are pretty okay. We've got plus or minus 5 thousandths for most of the measurements, except for this outside circumference, and that is plus 0, minus 1 thousandths, and it's some kind of bearing surface. So let's kind of get started. Okay, so got it in a 1-inch collet. This is a 1-inch bar, but it won't slide all the way in. So, and it could be just that the bar, it's not a real accurate 1-inch. And it could be just slightly egg-shaped or something like that. So we're just going to go in about a 1/2 inch, which is plenty for the for the collet to grab and hang on to, and then we'll come out. Well, how far do we want to come out? 1.693. So let's just say 1.7. Which brings us to about right there. And now we're going to go over to the bandsaw, and we're going to cut 4 of these. We'll be back. All right, we got all 4 pieces cut, and then we also trimmed off the burr off of this end, so this thing will go in. And we have our little mark right there. That'll give us the measurement we need. And we're going to go 1/700, which gives us plenty of room. Okay, so, and we've got a high-speed steel bit in here. So the first thing we're going to do is square up that end, and I would say the first thing we're going to do is drill the hole. Let me make sure. Okay, we make sure we've got 1/700, and we do. And that's 7, yep. Okay, now we're looking at, for our hole size, 512 diameter. By the way, this entire thing was done in metric, so I had to transpose it over into imperial. So 512 diameter, and that will give us, so we'll take it to a 1/2 inch, and then we'll bore the last 12 thousandths. All right. And we'll do it in a couple of stages just to keep me honest. All right, we got her drilled out to 1/2 inch. And as usual with aluminum, there's a big mess. Okay, so we're at a 1/2 inch. Take the bit out just because we can. And I'm thinking probably the best approach would be just to bore that. Let's see if we can come up with a boring tool that will do it. I think that's going to be too big, yeah. All right, we're going to have to hunt down a boring tool, and we will be back. All right, well, it took us a while to find a boring bar and get it in place and get it all set up, but we're set up and we're ready to go. Now what we're going to do is just bore this right to the furthest extent we can bore it, and that'll give us at least this much, if not more. The bottom of the bit is hitting. So we're going to take it over and just take off some of that. All right, we'll be back. All right, let's try it again. we've got 506 and we need to go to 512 plus or minus 5,000. So we're almost there as it is. So we're gonna take another 3 or so and we'll go from there. So we're at 5.9 plus or minus 5 thousandths, and so we're well within range here. And a nice clean hole. So I think probably the best thing to do is take off this top surface, and that'll keep these holes concentric with one another. Even though this is zeroed out, still, you know, you don't want to take chances. So I'm thinking of keeping the head in the same position. And this little baby is nice and sharp. Now this one is the accurate measurement. And we've got something like 12 thousandths. 984. 16 thousandths. So we got a bit. We'll do a cleanup. So we've got 997. And we've got a kind of a rough surface. I'm wondering. Seems sharp. Okay, we got ourselves a better bit. We just freshly sharpened it. So everybody should be pretty happy. We're going to take another few thousandths. All right. Now what do we have? And nice and clean. So we are 4.5 thousandths under, and we need to go to 84. So 10 thousandths is going to get us almost all the way there. let's take a second measurement, make sure we got what we want. There's 75. There's 84. So 5, 10, 11 and a half would get us right there. Okay, so we're sitting right at 85. 86 there. 85 there. 85 and 6/10. All right. And then this is 85, and we need to go to 84 or less. So I think what we're going to do is just take the file to it. Okay, we got it on the money. So, we got our outer surface and our inner surface done. And I'm thinking we should come in and do the slots while we're here. I'm thinking that's our next step. So we're going to step away, we're going to cut a bit to fit that, and we will be back. Okay, we got the first groove in. Now we got to get the second groove in. But before I do that, I'm going to come all the way over 1565 and cut my seat for the in cut. All right. And we're going to take 30 thousandths there. All right, we're all set. We need to deburr that. Does it talk about a deburr? Nope. So we'll just kiss it real quick. And a little bit of deburr on that edge there. And this one is ready to go over to the mill. Loosen it up, take it out, and I'm wondering if we couldn't just slide this in this way. I mean, it's snug, certainly snug enough to trim off that outer edge. And from that edge we have a nib that sticks out 79. There. All right, let's go ahead and mark it. And it's 79 thousandths. Yep. Okay, from that edge, there it is. And since we have this bit right here, and we know that it's accurate, we're going to bring it right down to that line. It looks pretty good. Make sure we're still within range. It looks good.
All right, so let's put a trim tool in and just take off this whole back section. All right, this one's done. At least the outer dimensions are done. Now we got to come in and drill some holes in the center on both ends and take out some notches and fiddle around in that way. And we'll go from there. Now we got to do one more.